You're listening to Behind the Mic. Welcome to Behind the Mic, or welcome back to Behind the Mic. I'm your host, Shalise Mooney, and how have you guys been? I sound like I'm still asleep, even though it's 11 a.m. in the morning. Good morning. I spent last night dreaming of you, as Celia Quintanilla would say. Also dreaming about what the F am I going to say in this intro, but so far so good, right? Last night I watched the Biggie documentary on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Cry. The entire time I watched it, I just wanted to grab him and like take him out of those scenes. Like, do you ever just watch something of someone, especially when they're like passed away, and it's like, wow, I wish I could just like intervene somehow, even though he died years before I was born. I wish I could go back in time. I would change it all. Maybe I'm the reincarnate of Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. Anyways, I'm getting my COVID vaccine today. So excited. Cannot wait. First dose, about to be dosed up, I guess. I'm really excited. I've been waiting until an appointment has opened, and I've been checking every day, and I finally got it, so I'm stoked. I'm also flying to Oregon later in this week, and I'm surprising my friend. And you guys might be familiar with her. She was on our Meg Thee Stallion episode, as well as our Rico Nasty episode, Miss Hope Frazier. I hope if you're listening to this, I hope you're not mad that I just invited myself and didn't tell you, but I asked your roommates and they said it was okay. I just can't wait to get out of here. I need the break from Arizona. What is this bullshit? I don't even know. Okay, well, I'm actually limiting myself for as much. I'm not gonna ramble, even though I know I have already. I told myself I get like a set amount of time, but I didn't set that amount of time, but I already feel like I did a lot, so we're just going to stop myself there because we have a special episode today. I got to sit down with another artist face to face over Zoom virtually, and we had the best conversation of our lives. I think I found love. I think I met my best friend, and I literally can't wait to introduce you guys to her. So I think we should get into the episode. Before we do, I have to introduce our artist, of course. So can I get a drum roll, please? Mia Giovina. Wasn't that amazing? Thank you. Thank you, Mia. I'm so excited to share this episode with you guys. We had so much fun. Those people you meet instantly and you just love them? This was it. You guys are going to have such a good time getting to know her. I had an amazing time getting to know her. I'm not even going to talk about it more. I'll let you listen for yourselves. But let's get into it. Hello, Mia. How are you doing today?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here.
We are literally so excited to have you here. I'm so honored. How has your 2021
Thanks.
been so far?
My 2021 has been it's been a little bit overwhelming. Just with, working on my first debut song. It's been a lot, but I kind of have to remind myself to like take a step back and realize that like right now I'm doing everything that like I have always dreamed of doing. So
Definitely.
I would much rather be overwhelmed than like not doing anything at all. So I'm good.
That's literally what I tell myself when I'm like dying of sleep. I'm like, okay, but I'm doing a lot of fun things right now, and that's what I
Right.
have to remember.
Yeah.
Have you picked up like any new talents or hobbies over COVID? Because I feel like every time I go on TikTok, I have a new hobby like every single week because of it.
I think that honestly, like since like quarantine started, like I mean, it kind of sounds depressing, but like TikTok is my hobby. Like I spend literally all of my time on there. And now that I'm like posting like my music on there, I spend even more time. So yeah, it's probably not the best for me, but TikTok is truly my hobby.
No, I don't shame that at all. I definitely spend like way more time on TikTok than like I should. It's probably
Mhm.
unhealthy there. And I come across the TikToks that it's like, hey, stop scrolling. You've been
I know.
on
And I'm
here
like,
too
just scroll right past
long.
them.
Exactly. I'm like, you cannot tell me when to stop. Thank you very much. That's amazing. Well, we can get into it. I'll kick it off with some basics. Can you tell us a little bit about where you were born and kind of like what the area was like that you grew up in?
Yeah, so I'm from New Jersey. I've been here my whole life, and that's actually what my like debut single is about. It's about like outgrowing Jersey. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love it here. I definitely want to like kind of, travel around the world and like see new places. Like I don't think that I'll stay here forever, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I do love it, and I think I owe a lot of like who I am as a person to Jersey. My family and we lived in this town called Washington Township until I was, I think, about 4. And then my grandfather died. And so we moved into my grandmother's house with her. And that's where I live now. And like, this is the house that like my mom grew up in. Like, I literally, my bedroom is my mom's bedroom she had when she was a teenager.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah, it's super cool. And so, yeah, I think when we moved here, like, I think that was like the best decision for us because, like, even just like the school system, like the theater clubs that they have, I don't think I would be like as into music as I am today if it weren't for those like theater programs because I started doing theater when I was 10 years old. Like I
Oh,
was in
okay.
5th grade and I auditioned for the high school that I ended up going to was putting on a production of like The King and I was playing one of the king's daughters.
Oh my
And so that's how
gosh.
that's how like my whole like performing thing kind of like started was because I auditioned to be in that show. And I don't think that I would have been so involved in like performing in music and everything if I hadn't started there. So yeah, I love Jersey. Jersey's cool.
Yeah, no, I love that. Were you involved in any other extracurriculars in school besides like theater?
I was just in theater and I did like I took like voice classes, like we would have like choir and everything. But yeah, I was a big theater nerd.
Oh my gosh. No, I love that. I think that that's what I thought I wanted to do. And then I saw that like the live, like I think I would want to do like acting where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
there's like you could get takes, but if I had to do it like all in one, I just couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
commend you for that. That's honestly pretty awesome. So you live with your family right now currently. Is it a pretty big family that you come from?
It's like right in the middle. I have 2 older brothers, and then my mom and my dad live here, and then we live with my grandma.
Oh, awesome. So you're the only, well, like girl of the siblings.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Oh
the
my
I'm the
goodness.
youngest and I'm the only girl. So it's fun.
Oh, that I was gonna say that must be fun. What's your family dynamic like? Are you guys pretty close?
Yeah, my family is really close. I think especially like with quarantine, we got like crazy close because like obviously you couldn't like leave the house, you couldn't go anywhere. So we were just like spending every single day and night together. And I think that we really like we made light of it because like we would have like our family game nights or like family like drinking nights or whatever, and we would just like
Yeah.
sit around the kitchen table and just like talk and laugh like so much. But yeah, my family is really great. My family is like they're like my biggest fans in the world. Like
Oh, I love it.
whenever I go out and like perform or anything, like my family, they would be like front row, like filming the whole thing. And my dad and my brothers would be like carrying in my equipment and everything like that. And yeah, so my family is very excited for my song to come out. They're getting very antsy. They want to hear it.
Oh, I love it. Are you like the only person in your family that kind of has any like musical talent, or did you like get that from anyone?
No, so my parents are both very musical. My
Oh,
dad,
okay.
he was in a band when he was a teenager. And my mom was a dancer, actually. She was a really talented dancer, but she kind of like on the side, she had like this side passion for poetry. She would always write poems. And then I think when she met my dad, she kind of realized, like, oh, I've been writing like songs and lyrics my whole life. Now I just have to put music to them. So yeah, my dad is a really, really talented piano player. Like he would always play for me when I would, perform out at like coffee shops or restaurants or whatever.
Yeah.
And my mom is a really talented songwriter, and they actually write songs together now.
Oh my
So
gosh,
yeah,
that's so cute. I'm like,
it's
are we gonna get a
it's
family
really cute.
album? That's precious.
It's really, really cute. Yeah, they like I think that they kind of like probably inspired me to like become a songwriter because I remember like being like 8 years old maybe, and like watching them write these songs together. And I think there was even one day where like my mom was like recording vocals for this song, and I went into like the little like home studio that my dad had, and they let me get on the mic and record some vocals. And I think my dad still has the recording somewhere. It's like just this
Oh my
small little
gosh.
tiny soft voice just coming in and singing this song. um but yeah, so they're very musical. And then my two brothers, they're also pretty musical. They don't do it too much anymore, but I think my oldest brother, Ryan, he actually was the one to kind of like start the train of theater for the rest of us.
Oh, okay.
He did a musical, I think maybe the first time like his freshman year of high school or something, and then that kind of inspired my other brother Robert to go out for a musical, and then that inspired me to go out for a musical. So yeah, we're all like theater kids and everything, but I'm kind of the only one who like stuck with it like for a career. So
Yeah, definitely. So when you were, I mean, you have like all of this musical influence definitely in your household. So when you were little, like, is this what you kind of pictured doing, or did you have like a different dream of like what you wanted your future career to be?
I think that I like my whole life I've always wanted to be like Taylor Swift. Like that's just like been my ultimate dream like forever.
Yes.
But I think like yeah, I think that was always like in the back of my head. Like I just kind of knew like music was what I was going to end up doing. But like
Yeah.
I think there were other times where like when I first started with theater, I was like, oh, maybe I'll be like on Broadway. Like maybe that's like the route I want to go. There also was a time when I was like 11 years old and I discovered YouTube and like beauty
Oh,
gurus, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be Bethany Moda. That's what I want to do.
that was the story of my life. I wanted to be, I made YouTube videos just for fun because I was
Me
like, I was
too.
obsessed with it. Like O2L, like all of these YouTubers, like were my obsession. That's so
I
funny.
know that's because that's literally, I mean, I still spend like all of my free time on YouTube, but
Oh
like
yeah.
when I first discovered YouTube, it was genuinely all I did. It was just like watching like Bethany Moda and just like every beauty guru to like exist, Andrea Russett, O2L, like just
Yes.
everyone. It just like consumed me. So for a while, I really was like, wow, maybe I'm gonna be a YouTuber and I'm really gonna like pop off that way. Um, but I ultimately, ended up coming back to music. I think like my freshman year of high school, high school was so terrible for me. Like I just hated high school, and especially my
Yeah.
freshman year because my two best friends moved away at the same exact time, literally the
I'm like
summer before
together.
freshman year. So the one of
That's
them
so
moved to
bad.
like Pennsylvania, and then the other one moved to California. So I was like, okay,
Oh
bye
my
guys.
gosh. I'm like, no
So
warning, no memo. I would have done something.
no warning. And so yeah, I kind of had to like transition into high school like by myself, which
Yeah.
was really terrible. And I just was like, I was failing all of my classes. I wasn't doing well in like choir, like theater club. Like I just lost all of my confidence. And I think I kind of like turned to music to kind of help me through that. Like I started my first Instagram account where I posted like singing covers just like constantly. Like I remember
Yeah.
kids at school, they would literally like they would say that it was annoying how often I posted singing covers, and I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it.
I love
And
it.
and so I would do that, and I started like performing out at coffee shops, and I attempted to write my own music. It probably wasn't very good though. But yeah, I think like that time of my life was when I kind of like I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Like I want to pursue this as like a career.
Oh, okay. So that's freshman year of high school kind of is like when you really
Yeah.
decided.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. So when did you have like your technical? Yeah, sure. When was your first like performance, would you say? And like how was that? Can you like were you nervous? Like how did you feel?
My first performance, I know I always did like the talent shows in my elementary school. I
Yeah.
don't think you could do them until you were in like fourth grade or something. But I'm trying to remember if that was my first performance or there was another time that I think might have been my first performance. I was like 8 or 9 years old or maybe 10. And my aunt got me this gig to sing the national anthem at a hockey game that my uncle was playing in with like, I think like his team was like versing like retired like Flyers players or something. Like it was like a big deal for like our town. And so my aunt got like in touch with people and she got me the opportunity to sing the national anthem. I was so nervous. Like literally the entire time I did not want to do it. Like I wanted to back out like immediately. Like everyone was so excited. They were like, "Oh my god, like guess what Aunt Jen got you? Like this is so exciting." And I was like, "No, I can't do this."
Like, it's a little too much pressure.
It was so much pressure. And so I think that was my first performance. And I think there's like a video of me doing that on like my dad's YouTube channel or something. But I sounded so nervous because like to mix like my 9-year-old voice, like, and the nerves that I was feeling, like it was just
Yeah.
the worst combo in the world. But I definitely, it's something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So I guess it was okay.
No, definitely. Do you feel like your like performance anxiety is kind of like, do you think that you can kind of like tame it more now, or you kind of have ways to like combat it, I guess?
Yeah, I think that honestly, just kind of in like the past couple of years, honestly, like the past like maybe year and a half, like right before COVID, was when I kind of found a way to like calm my nerves because I think that that's like my nerves are like my worst enemy. And like when I'm singing, you can hear it. Like if I'm nervous, like it's
Yeah.
so obvious. You can hear it in my voice. And I think that's what I struggled with in like high school, doing like the drama club and musicals and stuff, was like I just got so in my own head that I just like bombed every single audition because I sounded so nervous and I just was second guessing myself. Um, but yeah, once I started like performing more out at like restaurants and bars and everything, it kind of like I kind of just had to, before every performance, I kind of had to like get in this certain headspace. Like I would listen to like certain songs. Like for a while, I think the one song that I had to listen to before every single gig was Get Well Soon by Ariana Grande. Like I just had to listen to it before every gig. And I would
I
just kind of
love.
like close my eyes and like do like deep breaths and like, you know, say
Yeah.
like positive affirmations and stuff. It's kind of just like, it's such a mental thing because like I think that like that's really just what, you know, changed the game for me, is when I kind of just like changed my mindset. Like if I'm just like I have no reason to be nervous, then like I'm not nervous. You know what I mean? It's like my mind
Exactly.
chooses to be nervous, so I can choose to not be nervous. So yeah, I think I just kind of had to like change my mentality when it came to like performing.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like a lot of like great musicians have to go through that. I mean, there's definitely people who could just go up on a stage and are like meant for it, but there's so
Mhm.
many people who like have grown like so far that like are so inspirational. So have
Yeah.
there been like any musicians that you like really admire most? And I know you mentioned Taylor Swift, so you can expand on that if it is, but can you just tell us a little bit about like what makes them so great to you, or maybe like how they've helped you get to where you are right now?
Yeah, so I think Taylor Swift is like my biggest like inspiration just because lyrically I think she's so smart, and that's like a big part of what I try to do in my music, is to just have like really intentional lyrics and not have like any like throwaways, just like throwing in like a
Yeah.
baby because I can't think of another word, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
totally get that.
so I've really like grown up with her and her music. Like her first like debut album was the first CD that I ever got when I was like 6 years old. I got it in like I think like an Easter basket. Like instead of like candy, I got like Taylor Swift's album,
I love
and I would
that.
just like listen to it nonstop. So yeah, she's definitely like my biggest like musical influence. But I also have recently started listening to Phoebe Bridgers in like I think it was like maybe in the past like year I kind of started listening to her music, and I think that she really changed the songwriting game for me, just because like, you know, Taylor Swift, like her songs are amazing, but like she has these songs that are like, you know, about like some huge heartbreak or like, you know, being in love and whatever, and I've never
Yeah.
experienced those things. And so when I listen to like Phoebe Bridgers music, it's so like conversational and so weirdly specific. Like I always say
Yeah.
this is the line that like stuck out to me. She has like a line in one of her songs about like walking through a CVS and like feeling sad. And I remember listening to that and I was like, oh my God, that's so like insightful.
You're like,
And so
me
then
too.
literally me too. So then I kind of like when I realized like, oh, I can write about like the panic attack I had in like the Target parking lot, like, and people will want to listen to that.
Yeah.
That kind of like really opened a lot of doors for me when it came to songwriting, because I just started writing about things that like I had actually experienced and that like I was passionate about. And I think that's when like my songs started to resonate with people. Like a lot of like my supporters, they send me a bunch of messages or like they'll comment when I post my originals and they're like, get out of my head. Like, how did you take this thought literally from my head and put it in the song? And I'm like, girl, we're one and the same. It's me and you.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think Phoebe Bridgers, like once I heard her songs, that like I think really kind of like started my love for songwriting.
Yeah, that's an important aspect is like to really be able to connect with your fans because you can make like great music that's like great hits that you'd want to like turn on and like jam into the car. But then it also takes like a specific kind of like song and artist to say things that I'm like sitting in my bedroom and I'm just started crying because I'm like, I didn't know someone else felt that way.
Yeah, yeah, because it's just I think that's like one of my favorite things about music is like when you're listening to a song that's like about like hard topics, like you know, like mental health or like body image or
Yeah.
whatever, like those topics are so like devastating, but when you hear an artist, especially one that like you look up to or that you're a fan of, when you hear them like talking about it and like saying, hey, I went through this, it's like it brings you such a sense of comfort and it just makes you feel like less alone. So like that's just what I try, like what I'm trying to do with my music is I want to like write about like the real like raw stuff that you know people can connect with.
Yeah. So what would you say like your creative process is like when you're making songs? Like is there a certain like are you like don't talk to me for 3 days, I'm going to cram in here? Do you like do lyrics come to you first? Does the music come to you first or how does that kind of work for you?
I think that I'm still kind of like new to songwriting. I've been like have like writing little ideas, I guess, since high school. And I wrote my first like full song, I think the summer after senior year. That was when I wrote like the first song that I was like, oh, I would want people to like hear this. Um, but like looking back, like I can see like that it was like not that good. But so yeah, I kind of just always struggled with songwriting just because I felt like what I had to say wasn't like important. Like I didn't think people would want to listen to what I had to sing about or write about. So I kind of like I didn't really write songs very much until like the beginning of quarantine. Was when I like really kind of tried to like sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna write like half of a song every single day. Like I would make like a little checklist and make sure that I like did that. Um, but yeah, my process. So that being said, like because I'm still kind of new to songwriting, I don't have much of a process right now.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of just like whenever like inspiration strikes, then that's when I write the song. And sometimes it's like me just strumming random chords on my guitar and then like seeing what melody fits with it and then lyrics, or sometimes it's like the lyrics come first. Like just the other night, I kind of was like in this writer's block, like headspace for whatever reason. I was just like, wow, I'm not a songwriter. I can't write songs anymore. And then I was just like sitting in my basement and this song, like it literally felt like somebody came and like sat it in my brain. Like it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
This lyric, um uh if I had a penny for every day I wish to be skinny, I'd be a millionaire. That just like came into my head. And then I ran over to my piano, literally like bolted to my piano, and I just kind of like started writing it out. And that was where I did like, it was like very much lyrics first, then melody, then piano, everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, my process is like different every time, but I think that that's what I kind of love about songwriting and what kind of like keeps me on my feet is like that it's new every single time.
Yeah. And I think it's always fun because at the end you like have this beautiful thing that you put together that like I feel like you also just don't know how it all came together, but you have like this final
Yeah.
product and it makes it so much better.
Yeah, those are some of my favorite songs I think too that I write that are like they almost write themselves. It's like how did this like come out. Like I don't even remember writing this. Those are, I think, some of like my best songs.
No, that definitely makes sense. Is there like a dream like venue or like festival that you think that you would hope to play at? I love
Oh
to
my
ask this question because I
God.
feel like I go to a lot of like concerts and stuff, and I'm like, wow, if I could actually perform, like this would be a good crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I think like right now, literally anywhere. Like I would play, I
Anywhere
would
that would
play
take me.
absolutely anywhere that would take me. But I think a couple of years ago I went to see a concert. I think it was Sabrina Carpenter. She was putting on a show at the Fillmore in Philadelphia, and it was just so beautiful. And it was just like, it was also very like intimate. Like I could literally just, she was like this far away from me. I was like, what's up, girl? So yeah, I think that might be a cool place to play, but literally just like absolutely anywhere that would have me.
No, I don't blame you. Literally, I do you go to like what obviously not now, but like in general, did you enjoy going to like concerts and like
Yeah,
festivals beforehand?
I love concerts. I honestly haven't been to a lot of them. I think the first concert that I ever went to was for like this country artist that my parents are obsessed with. And I was like 6 years old, but I'll never forget it. I was dressed up in like, I think like Hannah Montana or like Miley Cyrus had like this line at like Walmart or Target or something. So I was like dressed up in her clothes, like gold sparkles, whatever. And I
Oh my
remember
gosh,
we
yes.
got to meet the artist while we were like waiting in the line to go out. Like we saw his tour bus and he came over and like took a picture with us. And like the whole night, it kind of like shows you like who me and my brother are. The whole night I was like 6 years old standing on the chair, like, yeah, pumping my fist, like screaming along. My brother was like in a fetal position on the chair, just like plugging his
Mm-mm.
ears. He was like, I can't be here anymore. And at the end of the show, my mom like brought me up to in front of the stage, and the guitar player was like, did you like the show? Did you have a good time? And I was like, yeah. And my mom like carried me up, like picked me up, and he gave me his guitar pick. So that was
Oh,
my first concert ever. And then I don't think I went to another one until I was a freshman in high school. I think. Yeah, I think I was a freshman in high school, and then I went to like Jingle Ball or something. And then after
that's
that,
fun.
I think I went to like maybe like four more shows, but I really haven't been to a lot of concerts I just because they're so expensive and I'm not good at saving my money.
No,
So
I don't blame you at all. That's definitely like that is what has me broke. So I guess it was like a good thing I took a break off for a year. So I wasn't going to so many.
yeah.
But now you won't probably have to go to concerts and hopefully you'll just be having your own concerts and
I hope so.
we'll all be there. Um, but what if you could like plan out, like speaking of like, potential concerts and stuff, if you could just plan out like the next 5 years, like literally you say it's yours, where would you hope to be? Is there any like dream collabs you would hope to have achieved or albums or deals or anything that you're kind of dreaming
Yeah.
about?
I I mean, I think that I would love to have like an album out. Like whenever I think of that, like, oh, like what do I think is gonna happen like in the future? Like what's gonna happen by the end of this year? I think like my answer is always just like I hope I have like I've made a ton of music that I'm really proud of. So I think that if I had like an album of just like really good music that I really loved listening to, that would be like all I would really need. But I also would love to be, performing shows for the people who have supported me online for so long. I would love to kind of like get to sing for them in person. And for a collab, like a dream collab in 5 years, like dream world, it would be Harry Styles. Like Harry Styles calls
Oh
me
yeah.
up. He's like, hey babes, like hop on this song with me. That would be a dream.
that, that was good. I loved that.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, can I just hop on that even though I can't sing? I'll just be in the
No,
background doing like the
no, you can. You literally
tambourine.
can. Of course.
Oh, I love it. No, yeah, the 5 year, I think so much is going to be changing. I mean, things are already changing, like in the music industry in general, like TikTok has played a huge part in that. But how do
Mhm.
you feel like the internet kind of contributed to you like getting your start in the industry or even like inspired you to even actually get started?
Yeah, I think that like I always say without TikTok, I wouldn't be here like doing this interview, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like TikTok completely, jump started my like career, I guess. Like I said before, I've been posting little covers on Instagram since I was 15 years old, and it just like it never really went anywhere just because, I think it's in the first place, it's hard to like grow your account like that on Instagram, but like
Yeah.
on an app like TikTok, like there's just like literally nothing like it. Like it's just so in our favor, you know what I mean? It's just I love it
Definitely.
because I think that like literally anybody can like blow up on there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's so cool because like it really allows, especially for like small artists and musicians, it really like allows you to like get your content in front of the audience that you want it to be in front of. Like when I first started posting on TikTok, like I was only doing like Harry Styles and One Direction songs. And I think that's,
I love
I
it.
seriously, literally, that was all I was doing.
I'm like, if you turn the camera, are we going to see like a whole One Direction wall?
No, okay. Literally, it's Harry Styles poster right here. I'm like just conveniently
You're
leaving
like,
that out of the shot.
oh, I love
um,
it.
so yeah, I started doing like just One Direction and Harry Styles, but that's literally why I have like the platform that I do right now, is because
Definitely.
they have such a dedicated fan base, and like I got to be in front of that fan base, and then they decided they wanted to support me. So yeah, TikTok has like, I absolutely like owe everything to TikTok. But the internet, like in general, I think started like my kind of like desire to, pursue like being an artist. Like when I was, 9 or 10 years old, that's what I would spend my time doing. Like on YouTube, I would watch like music videos of like Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. And then I would like watch their music video, and then I would put on like a karaoke video, and I would like sing along and like dance and pretend I was in the music video.
I
And
do that
so,
currently. Like at
oh,
least once a week, I'm
oh, I
just singing
do.
karaoke for fun.
Me too. It's
It's
so
so
bad.
embarrassing. My roommates come home and I'm like belching my heart out. My favorite is to do Bohemian Rhapsody because it's so long and like
Love
so
it.
unnecessary.
Oh my God, this morning, this is random, but this morning I was like, I was in my basement and I had just finished running, and I had like my headphones in, and I had like a microphone in my hand. I was listening to like Dua Lipa, and I was just going off like I was on my world tour. And my brother walked down the stairs, and I had to act like, oh, like I'm just like checking my phone or like stretching or
You're
whatever, but
like,
I was just
oh,
like in the middle of my Grammys performance. Um, but
I love
yeah,
it.
the internet has definitely like, it's definitely like, I mean, I guess it's kind of sad. Like older people might say it's like sad to think this way, but like I think the internet genuinely has made me the person I am today, and I'm not mad about
Yeah.
it. I really am very appreciative for the internet.
I mean, obviously the internet has like its downfalls, yes, but it also like gives us an opportunity to be exposed to so many like people, like experiences and stuff that I think it really does like have that opportunity to like change. I mean, it can change people for the worse, but it really can change people for the better too.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I wouldn't have like, if I didn't have the internet to like post my singing videos on and everything, like my manager wouldn't have found me. Like she found me on TikTok, and
Yeah.
then we just kind of like started DMing and stuff, and now she's like such an important person in my life. And like even outside of like the music world, like one of my best friends now, Emily, I found her, like we met through the internet. Like she found my TikToks, and she's a huge Harry Styles fan, and so she like reached out to me, and like now we see each other like once every couple of like months. And I'm
Yeah.
going to see her this weekend for my birthday. Like she's one of my closest friends, and like I wouldn't have had that if I hadn't had the internet. So it has its
No,
ups and
definitely.
downs.
No, yeah, it definitely does. I know you're kind of getting started in the industry, but like, would you give anyone, or do you have any kind of advice for like a smaller artist or someone who's like kind of thinking, teetering about wanting to kind of get involved?
Yeah, I think that kind of what I always say is just like put out like content that you're genuinely proud of, and put out like the content that you want to put out. Like it sounds so cliche, but like I think that once you start, creating like whatever it is, it doesn't even have to be like music. Once you start creating for other people instead of for yourself, I think that's where like you really like hit a wall. And I definitely can like, I think that I notice a difference when I'm making like TikTok videos because I think that they're going to get a lot of views or a lot of likes. They usually don't end up getting a lot of views or a lot of likes, but the videos that I put out just because like I am really proud of a song that I just wrote, or I think like a cover I just did is really beautiful, those are the ones that people tend to resonate with, because I think especially nowadays, like for whatever reason, like I think people just really love to see like people be real and raw, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it doesn't even have to like, what I've noticed with like the music side of TikTok recently is like you don't have to, you know, have like a studio to go into to like record these professional covers or videos or whatever. Like you can literally just sit there and like pour your heart out into a song and like people are going to like that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think it's just like be your, like it sounds so cheesy, but like just be your authentic self and like people are going to love that and pick up on that.
No, it's definitely not cheesy. I mean, like that is when, yeah, like we were literally just talking about, like when you say things that resonate with people, they're definitely going to notice. And I feel like that's definitely what's going to happen with your debut single Sirens that's coming out on March 26th, right?
Yeah.
Exciting. So can you tell us a little bit about like the inspiration behind that song and how it feels that it's going to be released soon? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited for it to finally get out. It was kind of like it was kind of a stressful process because I when I first wrote the song, it was this past December when I first wrote it. And I think the first day that I started writing it, I literally had like maybe 25 seconds of the song done. Like it was just like very much like an idea. And but I loved it so much that I went to this parking garage near my house and I just like filmed the little bit I had. And like I said, I only had a couple seconds. And like in the middle of a take that I was doing, sirens started going off in the background. And I was like, oh my God, this is like a music video. I got to keep going. And so I just started like improvising and coming up with like random things to sing.
Yeah.
And and then I posted it on TikTok and I was like, okay, like I'm like, cause usually my originals, they wouldn't get like any like traction or anything. I was really
Yeah.
known for like the rewrites that I would do at the time. So I wasn't really expecting like anything of it. But then I posted it on TikTok and like people really loved it. And I think a big part of it was the sirens. Like people just like the whole like vibe of it with the sirens was like what people were so drawn to. And that's why the song is called Sirens. But yeah, so I posted it and it like started like blowing up and I was like, oh shoot, because like every single comment was like, please release this, where's the full version? And I was like, girl, you tell me, like this is it, this is all
You're
I
like,
got.
oh, you wanted more. Okay.
So yeah, everyone was saying like, oh my God, I need like this full version. I was like, oh, okay. So I like talked to my manager about it and she was like, yeah, girl, you got to finish writing that song. Like we got to get it out, because I had been waiting for like a couple months. We were trying to figure out like what my like debut song was going to be. And I was like, well, I don't want to just like write a song just to put it out. Like I really want to like wait for like the perfect song that feels right, like
Yeah.
to put it out because like I love it, not because I feel like I have to put a song out. So we were kind of just like waiting for that right song to come along, and then this whole thing happened, and I was like, okay, this feels like that right song. Um, so that was in like December, and I don't think I finished writing it until maybe like the beginning of January, I think. And I tried a couple different producers and it was just a mess because like the first one we just like we didn't really mesh very well, like our styles were like too different, and then the second
Yeah.
one was just like a mess too. And so I so I ended up actually producing the song myself.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, and so I think that it kind of like at the time I saw it as a negative thing. I was like, oh my God, this sucks, like this isn't going to be good. But then like I think I kind of felt like it happened for a reason. Like I'm a like huge believer in like everything happens for a reason. And so
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I feel like that was meant to be like that I produced my debut single, because you know like it's not perfect in any way, but I think it's raw and I think it's beautiful and I think it sounds like a young girl like made it in her bedroom, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's my
Yeah.
brand. That's like my brand is like making music in my bedroom.
I love.
So yeah, I think it kind of like I think it goes with like what I'm trying to do with my music. I just really hope that, you know, it makes people feel like seen or understood, or yeah, it was a little bit of a process to get it done, but I think that it'll be worth it in the end.
Well, we are all looking forward to it. I literally can't wait. Are you
Thanks.
gonna kind of be? You said it's your birthday weekend. Are you gonna be kind of celebrating your release for that?
Yeah, so I this weekend I my birthday is tomorrow. I'm gonna be 20.
Happy.
Well, it's
Oh my
scary.
gosh, so cute. You're gonna be in your 20s,
I
oldie. A
know, I'm
happy
so
early
scared.
birthday.
Thank you. So yeah, my birthday is tomorrow, and I'm gonna be celebrating like this weekend, but then like next week, my manager is like, get ready. It's release
Yeah,
week. Get ready.
it's gonna
I'm
get
like, I'm
crazy.
scared. But yeah, so I think on the actual like release night, I think I'll probably do like a live on my TikTok or something to celebrate. But then the day after it comes out on the 27th, I'm doing like this little Zoom event with some of my fans and like industry friends and everything, where I don't know what's going to happen. I think maybe I'll like bake a cake, or like we'll play games, or like I'll sing a song or something, but just
Yeah.
something to celebrate the release. But yeah, I'm very excited.
Oh, that will be so much fun. Are you doing anything with your family for your birthday?
I'm going actually to New York with my best friend, Madeline. We got like
I'm
a little
jealous.
we got a little Airbnb, and my brother actually lives in New York, so he's gonna
Oh,
come like hang out
nice.
with us. So yeah, it's just gonna be like a chill little small moment for us, but I think it'll be fun.
Oh no, yeah, definitely New York. That's literally beautiful, beautiful place to go. Does that make you a Pisces? Are you into astrology?
I'm a Pisces, yeah.
Okay. I love that. I'm a Virgo. We technically get along really well.
My God, I
I'm
love
like,
it.
I'm like, can we be best friends? Oh, that's so exciting though. I'm so excited for Sirens to come out. We have some fun,
Thanks.
like rapid fire fun questions before we wrap
Yes,
things up that I'll just throw at you. So whatever comes to mind, just let us know. But
I'm
first, do
ready.
you have any secret talents or hobbies that you can show off? Anything weird, anything fun?
I mean, I can't show it off right now, but I can I can sort Skittles by color really fast. It's like so random. But like my family has like made this weird tradition where like every Christmas or like holiday we'll have like a Skittle sorting competition, and I'm always the winner, and I can do it in like under 30 seconds.
Okay, I think that for all of us, you have to send us a video that we can post of
I
you
literally
sorting
will.
Skittles
I literally
because I
will.
have to see that. I have to test that out. Now I feel like I should practice and see what my skills are like.
It's honestly like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I always think my family tries to like put it on that I play piano, and that's why I'm so like fast with my hands.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a lot easier than you would think it is. So like you just
Yeah.
have like a pack of Skittles, and then we have like however many colors there are of like little plastic cups, and
Yeah.
you just rapid fire just get them going. And I don't know, I just like get in the zone and I like go for it.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is the first. Okay. That might be the best secret talent that we've had so far. Do you have a favorite song at the moment that you've been just like on repeat in your head?
My favorite song right now, well, I mean, I'm always a Harry Styles fan, but sometimes I feel like my love for his music, like it kind of goes in like waves. Like sometimes I'll be like, yeah, no, like I'm a Harry Styles fan, but like I'm over it. Like I don't need to listen to his music 24/7. But right now it's like I need to listen to his music 24/7. Like as I'm falling asleep, I need to be listening to him. As soon as I wake up, I need to be listening to him. So my favorite song of his is, I think, Cherry from Fine Line. That's like my number one. But another song that I really love right now, it's not new, but I feel like weirdly everyone's obsessed with it right now for some reason. Cupid's Chokehold. I don't know why. I'm just like, I just
Okay.
can't stop listening to that song. It's strange. But like everyone on TikTok is like saying that too. They're like, guys, why are we all like obsessed with this song at the same time? So that one's random, but that's the one I'm listening to right now.
I love it. I honestly, I feel like you can go on TikTok and like just get whatever you're feeling validated because it's like, thank goodness
Yes.
someone else, like it'll be the weirdest things that come up on my
Yes.
For You page. And I'm like,
I
How did they
know.
know that I did that?
People, they'll post videos of the most specific things. And then the comments are all like, I've never had an original thought in my life. And I'm like,
Exactly.
me neither. I swear to God, we're all living the same life.
I'm like, are we just one brain? Like, I don't
We
understand.
are.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. If you could be any animal, what would you pick?
I would be a butterfly. That one's pretty easy for me. I
Oh,
love
that's cute.
butterflies, and I would like if I could have one superpower, I would fly. I love
How did
their
you know that
vibes.
was my second? That was literally my second question.
That's another one of my secret talents is that like I'm a mind reader.
I literally was just like, did I say that out loud or did she? Okay, that's a good choice though, because honestly, I would love to fly.
Me
Like I'm afraid of
too.
heights, but if I knew that I was like in control of it, like that
Yeah,
would be like icing on the cake.
exactly. That's my dream.
Okay, I love it. Last fun question. What is your go-to Starbucks order? Or if you're a Starbucks drinker, coffee
My
drinker.
go okay, this is it. I'll give it to you. Hi, can I get a grande vanilla sweet cream cold brew with cold foam on top? That's my order.
Thank you. And then they're like, yeah, that'll be 10:38. Thank you.
I know it's so bad because I go to Starbucks so often, and
Oh,
it's
me
like
too.
when I'll go to places like Dunkin', like I'll get like literally the same drink. They'll be like, okay, that's literally $1, and then I go to Starbucks, they're like, okay, $7, please. I'm like, I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Sometimes I get my drink because I used to get because I don't drink like dairy. So they finally
Mhm.
came out with like their almond milk, like flat honey flat white, which is literally almond milk, espresso, and honey. And it's like
Uh-huh.
$6 or $7. And I was like, I can make
It's a
this at home, but I
crime.
can't. So I'm gonna pay for it, yes. But it
It's
just
so
hurts my
criminal.
heart.
I know.
Oh gosh, it's literally one of my worst addictions. But hopefully
Me
you'll have
too.
to bank on all your freebies tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing to do on my birthday is just going
Yeah, I
around and getting
forgot about
everything.
that. I forgot about that. I'm gonna have to go tomorrow.
Definitely. Oh, well, amazing. I mean, tomorrow is going to be the best day of your life, turning 20. Big things are happening. Can you maybe let the people know where they can find you, find your TikTok, find your music, find your Instagram or anything?
Yeah, you can find me on pretty much like any platform by just searching Mia Giovina, like my Instagram, my YouTube. You'll be able to find my Spotify in a week. You'll be able to find my Spotify by looking up Mia Giovina. My SoundCloud is also Mia Giovina. You can also find me on TikTok by the name Bad Girl Mimi.
I
um,
love that.
but yeah, you can find me pretty much anywhere just by searching Mia Giovina.
Oh, lovely. Well, I'll be sure to link those two to make it easier for everyone to find. But thank
Cool.
you so much, Mia, for taking the time to sit down with me today. It's literally been such a pleasure to get to know you. I feel like I'm talking to like a lifelong friend. I'm like sad. I don't want this to end. But just thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to see what you come out with next.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This is literally probably like my favorite interview I've ever done. Like I genuinely feel we like can we be friends after this?
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm here for it.
I love it. But thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.
Of course. Yes. Thank you. And that's a wrap. A big, big thank you again goes out to Mia for sitting down with me and taking the time out of her busy schedule to just chat a little bit. I had so much freaking fun. I can't even put a cap on it. I don't even know. That was amazing. Thank you. I'm just going to be repeating my words. But head over to our Instagram at behind.themic to go check out the photos and such attached for her episode today. And also go be sure to follow her on her socials and track her music, track her success, and get ready for her debut single Sirens to be released on March 26th. But as always, thank you for sticking around this far. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you were confused as to hey, why is there an episode out this week? This is an off week, I thought. You would be right by that. So I'm going to reward myself and potentially take off a week or ish two while I'm in Oregon. I will do my best. I might not. We'll see. But I'm just gonna preface this in case I do. So if you don't see me post anything, I'm okay. I promise you. I just took a break. But regardless, follow us on our Instagram and stay up to date because I'll probably let you know there. And as far as submissions go, email us at, I always say at the beginning. Email us, oh, I guess I was saying email us at, okay, whatever. Email us at behindthemicmail.com. No, that's not even right. Behindthemicmail@gmail.com. What time is it? I don't even know. Send your stories about meeting artists, about concert experiences, or if you're an artist and you would like to be featured, or if you know someone that would like to be featured, send us an email through there. Get into contact with us. We love to talk to you guys. And yes, it feels weird when I get to do like an intro and an outro of an episode because I feel like I haven't talked that much, which is probably a good thing, but you guys also know I love to talk, so it's kind of hard for me. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh my god, a dog is barking. Okay, I'm gonna close this down before things get even louder in my house. But thank you again. I love you so, so much. Stay safe out there. Stay masked up. Support Black businesses. Support Black people. Support the Asian community. Literally just support everyone. Everything is going crazy all the time. And just check on your friends, check on your peers, check on your loved ones. I love you guys like crazy. You should know that. And if I don't see you next Monday, I'll see you eventually, I promise. Okay? Love you all. Bye.